So, you want to learn how to play Virus in Open Hexagon, right? Well, I'm going to teach you all about it.
Open
So,
Hexagon.
hello everyone, my name's the Shepherd Killer, and today's video for Open Hexagon, or well, tonight's, because of the clock down here, I'm going to be showing you how you, yourself, the player, in Open Hexagon, can play Virus, the notorious level in modern year by Hacked, TheSunXIX, for being considered stupidly random and near impossible. But as you saw in my gameplay, I managed to get past 20 seconds and nearly halfway into the 40s, from 20 to 40. You may think, oh, I just probably got a stupidly lucky attempt. But no, as you can see, I have a 44.8, meaning that I should by now know about this level. And it's true. For a long time, when this level was out in modern year, players like Maniac and KMKs thought that Virus was very stupid because they thought that it was completely random. And I too was a believer of this because at the time, this level was a concept that nobody could understand, especially with the added blink to it. Even I tried in black and white mode and I didn't figure it out until tonight in normal mode, of all things. So, how come this notorious level that was perceived to be stupidly hard is actually not? Well, this actually came from a miscommunication. You see, in the informations pack, or the informations.txt that Hacked made, his English was not the best in terms of talking about virus. Because in the information, which I've already edited the file, originally it said that that if you looked on the corners of your screen, you would see those walls. That's how you had to avoid them. You had to aim at those, like you had to look at the corners, figure out the wall, and then dodge it. This interpretation, like, he also further goes on to say, like yes, that's how you avoid it, and many others have used this concept. But it was strange because the way it was worded sounded like you had to look at the corners of your screen, like the very edges, and it seemed like he meant that, which, we can't really blame Hacked for this because Hacked in the TheSunXIX is actually a Russian Open Hexagon player who can learn, who knows how to speak some English to a degree. It's not 100% fluent, but it's understandable. But because of this bit of a barrier in a fluent English speaker to someone who's trying to speak English from a foreign country, this basically caused this misconception and made the level still a hassle. But here's the updated.txt that I will read out to you for virus that I wrote myself so that it's a much better interpretation. Because every other level's fine. It's just this that got the beating. So if we go down to 5, which is virus, here's the text that I changed. So how to avoid patterns. You'll see a wall set unlike the rest that spawns randomly on your screen and has exits you need to aim for. This is the cover. This is the little cover that you see when the flashing is starting. This is the place that you have to avoid such patterns from killing you. Many people use this concept like an example, shoot in Exquasion 2. It's similar to that. So with that in mind, you can kind of get more of an idea. You may think, oh, aim for the walls, but then when you start to realize, hey, the walls are getting me killed, why not aim for the exits? And then you'll notice that you're dodging the walls. This is how virus works. Now, yes, originally the difficulty was 80 out of 100, but because everybody thought it was random, this was basically beyond 100. And yes, the physical intolerance of blinking, that's also very understandable. Not many people can stand blinking in the open hexagon community in terms of levels, like perfectionist. What else? Perfectionist, freak, psychedelic, like just to name a few. So it's understandable that it's also much more difficult in that aspect as well, making the level a bit more stupid. But what's interesting is that, he made the level most of it on the 2nd of January. I mean, that's how some of my level ideas come into mind. I just get an idea and I just do it in one night and it's done. Like, I get the desired result and everything. But moving back on the topic. So, yes, while originally the text was completely different and caused a misconception, the one that I typed out for you, the player, can understand this much better. And yes, the main minus of this is that the patterns are meaningless and merciless. The thing is that it's just the same alt pattern, but being spawned randomly around a 36-sided shape. And if we actually look into the levels and check out virus.json, we can see that, yes, there is a 36 side increment to this. And the speed multiplier is 10 with a delay of 1. Normally, this would be beyond impossible because of how small this delay is and how high the speed is. Normally, if you did this, you'd instantly die the moment you open the level unless you had some timeline wait happening or a wait function in Lua. So with that in mind, you kind of have to think to yourself, how is this possible? Well, think back to when I just originally played the level, and I'll even play it again, so you get an idea of just the entire concept.
Play.
And just like that, there you go. It's a record, not a best, but a record nonetheless. So, as I was explaining, yes, you have to aim for those exit spots that pop in randomly on your screen. That's where you have to go for it. This is the concept that Hacked had, and this is how he was able to play it in the trailer. That's how he got the trailer footage for it. Because he understands his own level because he's the author, he's the creator, he's the one that designed this level and made this concept. So it's very simple to understand just what Hacked had in mind in terms of virus. Although on an unrelated side note in the .txt for the informations, he said that he wanted to have a small chance to actually have the Windows folder get deleted. he said that as a joke, because I don't think he would really want to fuck people over in the Open Hexagon community for such a level like this. Considering the amount of tents everybody's probably sunk in, just to see if it's even possible, it's probably massive, despite the small number of players in the community that is currently as is right now. But with this in mind, we can understand that, modern year is 100% doable to some aspect. Sometimes the ideas are more thought of outside of the box. Others are up to interpretation. Others are just how you see it. And others are just getting the feel of how the level performs. All of this goes back to Virus, because Virus was a very complicated level that no one could understand. Yes, Modern Year, when it released, it was so new to us. And, every single level was new to us. We had to understand, what each level is doing, how each level performs, yada, 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 all that. But when trying Virus for just about everybody, we all had this idea that why is this level designed as is? What's the concept for it? What's the gameplay supposed to be like truly? And yes, while Hacked had an English version of his .txt for informations for all of his levels written out, unfortunately Virus was kind of a misinterpretation in terms of what you were supposed to look for. But because of the rewritten example that I gave you, and also telling you and showing you how to do this level in particular, this should help records improve significantly. And I expect just about everybody to at least get more than 20 seconds. Unless, of course, you're not physically tolerant with blinking, then yeah, it's understandable. But yeah, this was basically the rundown of Virus and how to play it. So, to Hacked, thank you for such an amazing level and such an amazing song when done right. Just need the right interpretation, the right wording, try and clear up any misconception, at least try and be an information giver to all those in the Open Hexagon community that wish that this level was more than just a disappointment. Although, I'll admit, I was kind of upset that this level had such a good song, but it was very complex. Until now. I can now play this. I most certainly will try to get 60 seconds on this. And that will be a video in the future. So anyways, I hope this gave everybody a good understanding and the reasoning behind Hack's decision on creating Virus and its gameplay concept. Anyways, this is the Shepherd Killer, and I will see you later. Enjoy this final gameplay of Virus on screen.
Play. Game over.
That was a new personal best, by the way, too.
Open Hexagon.
Awesome.